Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 84 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be March 25th if you are starting at the new year. The gifts of motherhood. You have learned your need of healing. Would you bring anything else to the childship, recognizing your need of healing for yourself? For in this lies the beginning of the return to knowledge. The foundation on which God will help build again the thought system you share with her. Not one stone you place upon it, but will be blessed by her. For you will be restoring the holy dwelling place of her child, where she wills her child to be and where she is. In whatever part of the mind of God's child you restore this reality, you restore it to yourself. You dwell in the mind of God with your sister, for God herself did not will to be alone. To be alone is to be separated from infinity. But how can this be if infinity has no end? No one can be beyond the limitless, because what has no limits must be everywhere. There are no beginnings and no endings in God, whose universe is herself. Can you exclude yourself from the universe or from God who is the universe? I and my mother are one with you, for you are part of us. Do you really believe that part of God can be missing or lost to her? If you were not part of God, her will would not be unified. Is this conceivable? Can part of her mind contain nothing? If your place in her mind cannot be filled by anyone except you, and your filling it was your creation, without you, there would be an empty place in God's mind. Extension cannot be blocked, and it has no voids. It continues forever, however much it is denied. Your denial of its reality may arrest it in time, but not in eternity. That is why your creations have not ceased to be extended, and why so much is waiting for your return. Waiting is only possible in time, but time has no meaning. You who made delay can leave time behind simply by recognizing that neither beginnings nor endings were created by the Eternal, who placed no limits on her creation or upon those who create like her. You do not know this simply because you have tried to limit what she created, and so you believe that all creation is limited. How then could you know your creations, having denied infinity? The laws of the universe do not permit contradiction. What holds for God holds for you. If you believe you are absent from God, you will believe that she is absent from you. Infinity is meaningless without you, and you are meaningless without God. There is no end to God and her child, for we are the universe. God is not incomplete, and she is not childless. Because she did not will to be alone, she created a child like herself. Do not deny her child, for your unwillingness to accept her motherhood has denied you yours. See her creations as her child, for yours were created in honor of her. The universe of love does not stop because you do not see it, nor have your closed eyes lost the ability to see. Look upon the glory of her creation, and you will learn what God has kept for you. God has given you a place in her mind that is yours forever, yet you can keep it only by giving it as it was given you. Could you be alone there when it was given you because God did not will to be alone? God's mind cannot be lessened. It can only be increased, for everything she creates has the function of creating. Love does not limit, and what it creates is not limited. To give without limit is God's will for you, because only this can bring you the joy that is hers and that she wills to share with you. Your love is as boundless as hers because it is hers. Could any part of God be without her love, and could any part of her love be contained? God is your heritage because her one gift is herself. How can you give except like her, if you would know her gift to you? Give then without limit and without end to learn how much she has given you. Your ability to accept her depends on your willingness to give as she gives. Your motherhood and your mother are one. God wills to create, and your will is hers. It follows then that you will to create, since your will follows from hers. Being an extension of her will, yours must be the same. Yet what you will, you do not know. This is not strange when you realize that to deny is to not know. God's will is that you are her child. By denying this, you deny your own will, and therefore do not know what it is. You must ask what God's will is in everything, because it is yours. You do not know what it is, but the Holy Spirit remembers it for you. Ask her, therefore, what God's will is for you, and she will tell you yours. It cannot be too often repeated that you do not know it. Whenever what the Holy Spirit tells you appears to be coercive, it is only because you have not recognized your will. The projection of the ego makes it appear as if God's will is outside yourself and therefore not yours. In this interpretation, it seems possible for God's will and yours to conflict. God then may seem to demand of you what you do not want to give and thus deprive you of what you want. Would God, who only wants your will, be capable of this? Your will is her life, which she has given to you. Even in time, you cannot live apart from her. Sleep is not death. What she created can sleep but cannot die. Immortality is her will for her child and her child's will for herself. God's child cannot will death for herself because her mother is life and her child is like her. Creation is your will because it is hers. You cannot be happy unless you do what you will truly, and you cannot change this because it is immutable. It is immutable by God's will and yours, for otherwise her will would not be extended. You are afraid to know God's will because you believe it is not yours. This belief is your whole sickness and your whole fear. Every symptom of sickness and fear arises here because this is the belief that makes you want not to know. Believing this, you hide in darkness, denying that the light is in you. You are asked to trust the Holy Spirit only because she speaks for you. She is the voice for God, but never forget that God did not will to be alone. She shares her will with you. She does not thrust it upon you. Always remember that what she gives she keeps, so that nothing she gives can contradict her. You who share her life must share it to know it, for sharing is knowing. Blessed are you who learn that to hear the will of your mother is to know your own, for it is your will to be like her, whose will it is that it be so. God's will is that her child be one and united with her in her oneness. That is why healing is the beginning of the recognition that your will is hers. Today's reading touches again on this idea of us having sensitivity to feeling like somebody is coercing us into something that we don't want. And I think we are easily triggered because the world to which we are accustomed is so full of those who would coerce us and systems that would coerce us. We feel betrayed by our past experiences with such things. And A Course in Miracles is a very different kind of invitation to see things a different way. I, who feel very sensitive to these types of coercion, have been charmed and won over by the message of what is actually being asked of me. Just forgiveness. Just forgiveness. That is not the sort of coercion that we encounter in this world from people with nefarious purposes or systems with nefarious purposes. When I see how pure this message is, it deepens my trust in it. Okay, Lesson 84. Review of Lessons 67 through 68. These are the ideas for today's review. 67. Love created me like itself. I am in the likeness of my Creator. I cannot experience loss, and I cannot die. I am not a body. I would recognize my reality today. I will worship no idols, nor raise my own self-concept to replace myself. I am in the likeness of my Creator. Love created me like itself. You might find these specific forms helpful in applying the idea. Let me not see an illusion of myself in this. As I look on this, let me remember my Creator. My Creator did not create this as I see it. 68. Love holds no grievances. Grievances are completely alien to love. Grievances attack love and keep its light obscure. If I hold grievances, I am attacking love and therefore attacking myself. Myself thus becomes alien to me. I am determined not to attack myself today so that I can remember who I am. These specific forms for applying this idea would be helpful. This is no justification for denying myself. I will not use this to attack love. Let this not tempt me to attack myself. All right, that completes the review. I just want to note for the listener that when it says myself in this lesson, self is capitalized. And that refers to the self that is all creation, every last part of it. Not the small self, the illusory ego self. All right, and with that, happy reviewing. Until next time.